Good Monday morning, everybody. Sorry I couldn't be with you yesterday. I received my COVID shot, which is good, but I'm just not feeling well enough to do class this morning, which is actually kind of a good sign that I know that the vaccine is working. Sorry I can't be with you this morning. So I'm just going to do a quick video lesson of what some of my expectations are for today. You guys can still email me, and we will still have afternoon class at 1 o'clock. It's just this morning I'm just having a tough time with a little bit of a slight fever, obviously some aches and pains and such, but I will be okay. I know that the vaccine's working, so no worries. I will be fine, and I will see you guys later today at 1 o'clock. I just want to draw your attention to what I want you guys to do today. If you look right here, obviously on Monday, this will be your assignments for today. So I kind of want to go through a couple of them, and that way you guys kind of have an idea of what to expect here. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up Canvas. You guys will need to log into um, your virtual reading. Um, and here's your virtual reading. Before we do virtual reading, I do want to jump in and do one of our readings that we usually do in the morning. So let me go ahead and open up one of those. Um, let's see here. I knew I wanted to do, here it is, smoke jumpers. Okay. Um, Alrighty, so smoke jumper. What is a smoke jumper? Well, I think you can see here um, that a smoke jumper is somebody who jumps into smoke, maybe a fireman or firewoman of some sort, based off those pictures there. So there's your table of contents, and then clearly there's a fire. Smoke jumping or jumping into the fire. Imagine beginning your day at work, jumping in from a plane, from parachuting in from an extreme temperature. A jumper. Wow, let me start that over again. Imagine beginning your day at work, jumping from a plane and parachuting into extreme danger. That is what smoke jumpers do. Smoke jumpers are specifically trained firefighters. Their job is to stop the spread of forest fires that begin in the wilderness, far from roads or places where planes are able to land. Firefighters usually arrive at fire scenes in trucks loaded with water, fire hoses, and water pumps. But the smoke jumpers parachute to the ground and fight fires with little or no water. They fight fires with dirt and more fire. Many people call smoke jumpers heroes, but most smoke jumpers say they're just doing their jobs. So you can see our smoke jumpers are only people who can fight this kind of wilderness fire. Bear with me a second. Okay. Safety gear. Smoke jumpers work out of the base stations. These are fire stations in a town or city, and they were near the wilderness when a fire is reported. To a base, the team of smoke jumpers. They get ready for action. Smoke jumpers put on shirts made from special materials that doesn't burn. They put on padded jumpsuits that won't rip. The jumpsuits protect smoke jumpers during rough landing. Smoke jumpers also wear boots and helmets with wire face masks. Over their jumpsuits, smoke jumpers strap on harnesses that can carry two parachutes. The main parachute is in the back of the harness, and an emergency parachute is worn at the front, across the chest. It will be used if the main parachute doesn't work. So you can see some of the things that this person has. Why smoke jumpers? Are you wondering why these firefighters are called smoke jumpers and not fire jumpers? The first sign of a fire, even in large fires, is often just smoke. When smoke jumpers see that smoke, they know that they have to take action. They try to reach fires before they burn out of control, destroy the forest and wildlife. Out of the plane and onto the ground. Once smoke jumpers board a plane, a spotter and a crew leader take over. They work together to spot a safe place for smoke jumpers to land, since they're usually looking for dense forests. It's often hard to find a clear area. Sometimes the safest place to land is on top of trees. Once the smoke jumpers are on the ground, boxes of supplies are dropped from the plane. These boxes contain food, water, and firefighting tools such as shovels, axes, and chainsaws. Did you know that about every one out of every 10 smoke jumpers is a woman? Smoke jumpers first practice jumping from jump towers. They practice jump with more difficult landings. Safety zone. Before smoke jumpers can begin their work, the crew leader looks for a safety zone, a place where smoke jumpers can go if the fire gets out of control. They're in danger, and they're in danger. Next, smoke jumpers figure out which way the wind is blowing and which direction the fire is spreading. Then they decide on the best way to reach the fire. The control line. In most cases, the smoke jumper's first job is to build a control line. The control line is a dirt path that has been cleared of anything that can burn. Smoke jumpers build a control line in front of the oncoming blaze. They have to build that line far enough away from the fire to give them time to finish it before it gets there. Control lines stop the spread of fires because they take away fuel that fire needs: trees, stumps, branches, twigs. Once the control line is built, the firefighters carefully move towards the clearing more wood and brush as they go. Sometimes they spray small amounts of water that may carry in their backpacks. Smoke jumpers use axes to chop wood and dig up roots and dirt to build a control line. That's what they're doing right there. That's a neat picture. Usually, when a fire reaches a control line, it will burn itself out. However, some fires burn out of control. Smoke jumpers call these gobblers because they eat up everything in their path. Sometimes smoke jumpers need help putting out these huge fires. For example, a chemical that slows down a fire can drop from plane to smother the flames. Fighting fire with fire. There are times when smoke jumpers have to set fires. These are called backfires, and they are built between the fire and a control line. Backfires burn up trees, stumps, and twigs on the forest floor. When the main fire reaches the backfire, it stops spreading because there is no more wood on the ground to burn for it. The fire is burning up everything in its path. Personal safety tents. This almost never happens, but sometimes smoke jumpers get trapped in fires and can't escape. When this happens, they have to protect themselves with personal safety tents that they carry. On the outside of these small tents is made of a shiny metal called aluminum. Heat bounces off the aluminum so the tents can't burn. Getting out. Getting out of a fire zone can be very difficult. Sometimes smoke jumpers are flown out of an area by helicopter. More often, though, they have to walk out carrying all the equipment they used. Their backpacks often weigh 100 pounds. Cold trailing. Smoke jumpers don't leave an area until the main fire is completely out and no new fires have started. When the fires begin, smoke jumpers smother the flames with dirt. Before smoke jumpers leave a fire zone, they do something called cold trailing. They crawl on the ground and they feel for hot spots with their bare hands. When there are no more spots, they know that the area is safe. Smoke jumpers lie in these safety tents with their boots towards the fire. The heavy boots help to protect them from the heat. Interviewing with a smoke jumper. What else would you like to learn about smoke jumping? Your questions might be answered in this interview with Dan Cottrell. Dan is a smoke jumper in Montana, the western part of the United States. Question: do you ever have to stay in the forest more than a day when you're fighting? Yes, it's very unusual to put out a fire in just one day. I'd say most fires take at least 3 to 5 days to put out. Many burn for more than 2 weeks. In fact, some wilderness fires have burned for 40 to 60 days. See Dan Cottrell with the parachute, this plane getting ready to fight a fire. When do you sleep? At night, I sleep usually in a tarpaulin waterproof sheath that I could dig up trees. I clear a space on the ground in the dirt to match, maybe dirt to match my soft spot with the branches. My parachute makes a wonderful mattress. Um, I'm having a hard time reading that one. I think I'm gonna pass. Um, Next one. Have you ever landed with a parachute in a tree? I have. Landing in a tree is quite risky because there's always a chance that you end up getting caught in the branches. That's no place to be when a fire is heading your way. Smoke jumpers are well trained in parachuting, and we don't land in places accidentally, but sometimes deciding to land in a tree is a better choice than landing on the ground. When we land on the ground, we drop and roll so we don't land in an area that's covered by giant rocks. Sometimes, instead of taking time to untangle the parachutes and land, smoke jumpers come back for them after the fire has been controlled. How strong are the parachutes? Parachutes are made of very strong material that sometimes rip. The one of the jobs that smoke jumpers is to do in the off season is repair parachutes by sewing with a sewing machine. That's not one of my favorite jobs. If you're caught in a tree, how do you get down? We carry each long rope in the pocket of our jumpsuit. We tie an end to each branch and snag the parachute. When we thread the rope through the ring, our parachute harness, Then we let the rope hang to the ground. We hold on to the rope slowly and guide ourselves down. Have you ever had to use a personal safety tent? No, I have to say that's very unusual to use. We are trained to look for escape routes when fighting a blaze. However, we all carry personal safety tents, and we're trained to use them in case we do get trapped. First, you clear a patch of dirt. Make sure you're not on top of grass or anything that might burn you. Next, you pull the tent around your body and place your face down the dirt. The tent creates a bubble of air that allows you to breathe until the fire passes. Did you always want to be a smoke jumper? No, when I was young, I didn't have a clue what a smoke jumper was. I didn't think about what a smoke jumper until I read about them. One summer, there was a huge forest fire, and there were stories about it in the newspaper. I read about the fire and the smoke jumpers who fought it, and that was the first time I thought about becoming a smoke jumper. Here's your personal safety tent. Um, have saved over 300 lives. Heroes on a job. Smoke jumpers say that they are just doing their jobs, but when they do their jobs, they save lives. People in wilderness, they wildlife save the lives of people and wildlife, and they protect the wilderness. Smoke jumpers are heroes every time they go to work. Here's a fire near Montana. This elk found some safety in a river. Fighting the good fight. The most severe wilderness fires can burn for 40 to 60 days. These blazes are called campaign fires because they frighten them like waging a campaign on a war. Because fighting them is like waging a war. Just as armies fight its enemies, smoke jumpers battle wilderness fires to carefully specialized equipment and commitment to winning. Like good soldiers, the smoke jumpers are highly trained and willing to put their lives on the front line. We should thank Dan Cottrell, Missoula Smoke Jumper Squad leader, for his help with this book and give a very special thanks to smoke jumpers everywhere doing the job they do. Okay. Our next thing is dramatic form. So if we go into, like I said, our virtual reading course, and we go to our dramatic form, we got to scroll down a little ways here. Mine looks a little different than yours. Here's our dramatic forms. Sad or funny? Right now, I think a little sad. Like other forms of literature, drama can be categorized or placed in categories. All plays can be placed into one of these two categories, tragedy or comedy. Watch this video to learn what all tragedies have in common.
Have you forgot me?
Oh, you are the queen, your husband's brother's wife, and when it were not so, you are my mother.
Nay, then I'll set those to you that can speak.
Tragedies are emotionally grueling stories about human conflict that ends with catastrophic events.
You shall not budge. You go not, till I set you up a glass, where you may see the inmost part of you.
What wilt thou do? Thou wilt not murder me. Help!
Help! Help! Help!
How now? A rat?
Oh me, what hast thou done?
Nay, I know not. Is it the king?
Oh, what a rash and bloody deed is this!
I think you know that one, obviously, was a tragedy. And here,
All readings are nominal, Captain.
What is that, Mr. Spack?
Captain, I believe it's some kind of loud noise. Mr. Spack. Comedies are emotionally explosive in that they provoke laughter, but not as we know it. Often this genre is considered a lower genre, but it also is one of the most enduring and powerful genres.
Must use logic. Really?
There are many forms of comedy. Some are driven by character and dialogue, some by action and accidents, like slapstick.
Oh, my favorite.
That's not fair!
What's fair?
So what kind of endings do tragedies probably have, and what about comedies? Well, plays that are tragedies usually have sad endings, while comedies usually have happy endings. So sorting drama. What's the difference between tragedy and comedy? So we're going to sort these guys right here and try to find out. So which dramatic form is more likely to make an audience laugh? Laugh, obviously a comedy. Which dramatic form is usually to include human intense conflicts? Probably a tragedy. Which is considered to be a lower form drama? Comedy. Which dramatic form includes accidents and coincidence? Comedy. Which dramatic ends badly? Tragedy, because it's a tragedy. Of course, there are some other ways to categorize plays. For instance, a musical is a play that uses song to tell parts of a story. An opera, on the other hand, uses music to tell the entire story, not just parts of it. There are even a category of short plays called just one-act plays. These conflicts, these little plays, have to play resolve quickly, so that the play isn't fun for the quickly so the play isn't any fun for the audience. One type of play that has become very popular is called the parody. A parody is a comedy that imitates another play, sometimes making fun of characters or events of the original play. This video describes an example of a parody used for educational purposes.
Parody is a special genre that covers genres. It is a comic form which seeks to subvert genres by playing up to the absurdities of the conventions. This sequence is from a chemistry show parodying a famous war movie. The movie Apocalypse Now used Ride of the Valkyries with helicopters at war. The same music is used here.
So a part of the movie Apocalypse Now does the chemistry film imitate. The music in the original film in the scene to which the aircraft fly onto the scene and blow up the things on the ground. So then obviously it takes you guys to your quiz. So it's a quick two question quiz. Okay, so then that takes us to ReadWorks. You guys' ReadWorks today is called Test Results. Sorry, I feel like I only have like one arm to do this. It's a little painful, but it'll be okay. So let's see here. It's called Test. Test. Well, you guys can look it up, but it's called Test Results. I'll show you what it looks like. Test Results. It'll be in near. It'll be listed for you already. So Test Results. Here it is. So could a diagnostic machine help end one of the world's most deadly diseases? This would be tuberculosis. You guys can listen to it here, and then you guys obviously have the question set that goes along with it. Your next thing, Lexia, so 20 minutes of Lexia reading. And then in Epic, there is a book that I would like for you guys to read, a short story. It's about empathy, and I know some of you guys, hopefully I'm receiving a touch of empathy, I know, today after getting that shot. And then maybe your grandparents have experienced it as well. But this one is called Empathy. Let's see if I can, here, I can look up right through here. So I don't know what I'm doing. I'm kind of losing my mind here. I'm not being able to focus on my assignment that I need to do. There it is, there's Empathy. So it'll be one that looks like this. So this is the Empathy one. I thought you guys might like this one. It's what we call a graphic novel, or fancy word for a comic. So I like this one. You guys can read this one, and there'll be a corresponding quiz that goes with it. So this one's called Empathy. And then Brain Pop. Get into Brain Pop. The one that you're doing today is called Mindfulness. I'm not gonna play it like I normally would. I know you guys have the ability to do it on your own, but I at least want to show you what it looks like. Mindful. Whoa. Mindfulness. So here's mindfulness. It looks like that. This is actually a pretty good one. Maybe I'll be practicing these skills later today. And like I said, I will see you guys at 1 o'clock. I don't think it would go well right now if I tried to be with you guys. Then you guys have Scoop Pad. And then we're going to go into science. We'll go into science, open up another Canvas page, and go into science. And we'll go to the one that's due today. Oh, too far. There it is. Forces in motion, forces in movement exam. Man, it's like I can't focus and I can't even read the words that are written here. This is the forces in movement exam. So I'm going to confirm that's right. Yeah, forces in movement exam. And this one is a 10-question one, so I can't preview it, but you guys can see is multiple choice. So sorry I couldn't be with you guys today, this morning, but I will see you guys at 1 o'clock. I just feel like this is just a better way of doing it, being with you. I just don't want to like start something and not be able to finish, and their video gives me a chance to at least get everything out that I would like for you guys to do. Whew. Okay, quickly recapping, what you guys need to do is you guys need to do the dramatic form quiz, which is right here. The next thing you guys need to do is the ReadWorks. It's called Test Results. Read this and do the quiz that goes along with that. Then you guys have Lexia, and then empathy. I think how apropos this one is for today, how appropriate this one is for today. So it's empathy. And then we got Brain Pop Mindfulness, which is a really good one. Some things I'll be practicing today. And then Scoop Pad, obviously y'all lay 10 points. And then that brings you guys to the forces in motion or forces in movement exam. And we're not going to do a quizzes. I can't do that with you live, but I will see you today at 1 o'clock. And thank you for understanding that I can't be with you this morning, but I will be with you at 1 o'clock today. Again, I apologize, but I am happy that I do have at least the first round of the shot, and I know it's working because I can feel, that I can feel slightly sick, and that means that the virus in my body are interacting, and I'm building up what we call antibodies. So I'm happy about it. So don't feel bad for me. So I will see you guys today at 1 o'clock.